you doing? Michelle with Treecat here. Happy September. We are heading towards Q4, and I am starting to get really motivated. I had a slow August, and every year I always say, gosh, it's so slow. What's going on? And then I remember the seasonality of it all, right? August is always slow because, you know, people are on vacation and various things, right? Like I got sick half the month with the flu and I had my daughter's wedding. And so half the month was kind of just a bust for me. But because I had such a slow month, it gets me pumped and motivated for this month. So I did start a 21-day countdown to Q4. And it's like a personal journey. It's like a personal accountability, motivational deal that I do every year. And this year, I'm doing a couple extra things, and I want to talk about it. But first, I want to turn you guys on to something really exciting. If you are a Pacific Northwest, Seattle region, eBay is a seller's circle. And this is put on by a guy named Sean, who's a longtime eBay seller, and it's sponsored by eBay, and it is in recognition of eBay's 30th anniversary. So they are going to be giving away a bunch of cool swag like this. I went to eBay sellers meetup several years ago and got this cool Stanley Cup, and it comes in clutch, let me tell you, getting your water in. But anyways, I would encourage you to go and sign up for this eBay Sellers Circle meetup. You can go on eBay. There's a number of ways to sign up for this, okay? You can go onto eBay and search, seller events and put in whatever, if you're not in the Seattle area, there's other events. So just put in whatever town you're in. Go to sellerevents.ebay.com. And then I just put in my town. And look, it's the Seattle Tacoma Northwest Seller Circles Meetup. And they give you a little bit more information. It's Friday, September 12th, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. It's at the Bellevue Downtown Library. And yeah, it's going to be fun. If you are, here's a Facebook group. There's also a Facebook group. So facebook.com/Northwest eBay Sellers Circle, eBay Seller Circles rather. So you go and you sign up, and looks like, it might not be a huge crowd. So, the more goodies for you guys, right? The more freebies for you guys. But it's just a fun way to meet other people who sell on eBay, have been selling on eBay, and even people who just want to start selling on eBay. I've been selling on eBay since 2002, and every time I go to one of these seller meetup things, I always meet people who have been selling longer than me, since like 1999, and it's so cool to meet people who have just seen the changes in e-commerce, seen how things have changed and what they've done with their business. And it's just really fun to talk to other sellers. It really is, because it's someone who gets it. Other people that you might have in your family or in your network might just be going one ear out the other. They don't care. But people who are invested in selling online and on platforms and marketplaces like eBay, they're going to get it, and they're going to be fun to talk to. So I'm looking forward to attending. I hope to see you guys. If any of you guys are Pacific Northwest sellers, I hope to see you there. All right. So what am I doing to get my store ramped up for Q4? Because like I said, August was a pretty dismal month for me. I was down like 40% in sales. I wasn't doing a lot of listing. Like I said, I was sick. I had a huge family wedding event. It was a big deal. So half of the month I was just either distracted or laid out flat in bed. And so I just didn't get a lot done. A lot of the people that I work with here at Treecat were on vacation. And so it was just kind of not a great month, but I am totally reinvigorated and remotivated. And starting September 1st, I started doing a number of things to get my stores kind of going again, right? And I think the most important thing when you're embarking on a 21-day countdown or journey to Q4 is just the main thing is you're getting your listing photography cadence up, and hopefully your shipping cadence up, right? So you're starting the habits over again. You're getting back into the groove. It's really all about activity on your marketplaces, right? So I also kind of every year when I do this is my second year doing this. Every year that I do this, I kind of I have more revelations about ways to optimize, ways to improve. And I'll talk about some of those ideas that I was like, well, this is such a no-brainer. I should have realized this earlier. Like, for example, I'd say my biggest bottlenecks right now are photography and shipping. Those are the two things that take me time. I'm really great with the listing, cross-listing, and all the inventory management stuff, thanks to Treecat. And honestly, I couldn't sell on all these platforms. I didn't have software like Treecat that helps me manage all my inventory. Sales to text takes it down when it sells on one platform, takes it down from the others, helps me to cross list, helps me to share my closet, helps me do like delist, relist really easily. So super grateful for that. I decided that I was going to start getting some help. And so I had my daughter come in this last week and her husband, and they helped me do some photos. And now I have a photo bank. I'm telling you guys, I'm so excited about this. I have a photo bank. So we did 1, 2, 3. I have a photo bank of 690 photos. That's gonna really help, right? Because when Q4 hits, you're going to be busy. I'm going to be busy. Right? And I'm going to have this this bank of photos to start listing and then cross listing with. And it's just a huge windfall that I decided to, and I'm lucky enough to have people come and help me with that. So I increased the cadence of my photography. I increased the cadence of listing. And I increased the cadence of cross-listing. I also did a couple other things. So I think I in the newsletter, I pointed out there were 7 things that I was doing. So increased the photography cadence, increased the listing cadence, increased the cross-listing cadence. I started doing some repricing. And what else? Started doing repricing. And I'm actually using kind of a cool little app. And it's called FIA. It's just a lightweight, and I don't have any affiliation with this company, and I don't tend to like to use Chrome extensions. But this is just a very lightweight Chrome extension. It's the only one that I use. And so when I go to a listing, even if it's my own, I go to my own, like I'll go to Poshmark, look at a listing, and it brings up, it says, should I buy it? And it brings up all the places that this particular item is sold on other marketplaces, not just eBay, not just Poshmark, not just Mercari, everywhere. And so it's showing you the market, not just, you're not just looking up sold comps on eBay. You're not just looking up sold comps on Poshmark. You're looking up sold comps from everywhere. And then it's really cool because you get to see what the market, how the market's changing on a, minute to minute out of our basis, really day-to-day basis. And I really like it. It's just helped me give me a quick snapshot. What's my competition like? On all it looks at Shopify stores. It looks at Walmart. It looks at Amazon. It looks at all the marketplaces. So I can see what I'm competing with, because sometimes eBay will give me a price and I'll just be like, that doesn't seem right. That seems really low. And I can just verify using FIA. And it's completely free, right? This is just a completely free, little Chrome extension. And that's been helping me with my repricing. So photography, listing, cross-listing, repricing. I also switched about, a good portion of my listings that were 4 ounces and under to flat rate shipping, so that they could I'm hoping that they will index better on Google, because Google apparently you get a better click-through rate when items, you can see the shipping, and calculated, it doesn't know what the shipping is. So there's a little bit more friction for buyers when you use calculated shipping, when it gets indexed onto Google. So anyways, I took, just as a test, I took my items that were 4 ounces and under, and I put flat rate shipping, and I actually asked ChatGPT. I put in a prompt, hey, ChatGPT, tell me, I'm going to try an experiment. I'm going to change my 4 ounce items that weigh 4 ounces. I want to put a flat rate shipping fee on those. I told it where I lived. I said, I live on the West Coast, so I'm going to be shipping to these zones. I told it I don't do international or even Hawaii or Alaska or Puerto Rico or anything like that. I told it where I'm shipping to, and I told it what zones I'm going to be shipping to, and it kind of gave me some price. And I also asked it, I said, hey, please keep into account that USPS raises their prices 30 to 40 cents during peak season. For, I don't know why they raise the rates, but they do. So I gave it that information. I put it all into the prompt. What else did I tell it? That I'm using USPS ground. And so it came back and it gave me a price, a suggested price. It gave me a couple of different, it gave me a whole strategy. It's so cool because I asked it to act like a consultant, act as if you are like a financial consultant and tell me, give me a strategy, a repricing strategy. So love ChatGPT for, quick math, right? And quick strategy. And then, so let's see, I got to make sure I covering all my bases. I did the, more photos, more listings, more cross listings, repriced, changed to flat rate shipping. Oh, and then of course I'm doing I set up a Poshmark sharing, and then of course I'm doing delist, relist. I'm not doing my whole entire, my whole entire inventory. I'm just doing like 10 to 20 a day. So those are the seven habits, right? And I think going forward, for week 2, I might slow down on the repricing and flat rate changing. I might slow down on those and just stick with because I'm kind of done with that part of it. I kind of I was so motivated September 1st. I kind of got all that stuff done. So that's done. So going forward, I'm just going to keep, banking photos. Just to be honest with you, I'm going to keep banking photos. I'm going to keep listing. I'm going to keep cross listing, and I'm going to keep sharing my closet, and I'm going to keep relisting. So I'll be doing all those. What did I learn? So I think, knowing what my bottlenecks are and and what are ways that I can, optimize. And one of the things was just thinking about my time and when I work best. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the concept of body battery. If you have a smartwatch, like a Garmin smartwatch, it gives you analytics as to when your body battery is the most charged throughout the day. And I kind of knew that I was a morning person, but it was just kind of like those analytics really cemented it, like you need to be working. And if you have the luxury of working when you want to work, it's great. That's the great thing about working for yourself, right? So I'm working early. I'm getting a lot done early in the morning, like 6 a.m. to like 9. I'll do my photography listing, cross listing, and delist, relist. I'll do it during that time, and my shipping. Actually, my shipping comes first. So I try to get all that stuff done early in the day because that's when my body battery has the most charge. That's when I have the most energy. I've always been like this, and I don't know why I didn't realize it a long time ago. But even when I was like a little kid, I was like 6 years old, and I'd be like up at 6, like, "Hey, Mom, hey, Dad, let's go. What are we doing today? Like, let's go." And they were just like, "Go back to bed." But I've always been like this, and I'm just finally owning it. I'm finally like, this is when I work best. So that was one kind of realization that I had. I just wanted to share. Let's see. Yeah. And how am I doing all this? Well, I did bring in a little bit of help. I have my daughter come in and help me with photos. I started a new platform. So I have even extra time, right? That's enabling me to, let's be honest, my productivity has doubled since last year. Last year, I think I did 10 listings a day, and I'm up to like 20 listings a day. Listing, cross-listing, delist, relisting. So that's awesome. That's a huge win to have your productivity doubled, right? Couldn't be happier about that. And it's going to continue to increase. My productivity will continue to increase because we have some new features that are coming out I'm not quite ready to talk about with relating to listing. Okay. But anyways. Yeah. Oh, Whatnot. I was going to talk about Whatnot. So, I am getting, if you need to, the other kind of realization that I came up with, because adding a fourth platform is kind of a big deal. And most of the time, like, it's not that big of a deal if it's a static selling situation, but Whatnot is a live selling situation. So there was a big, I would say there was a pretty big learning curve to get up and start to kind of figure out what I was doing on that platform. But my daughter is going to come in and help me. She might be actually running some of these shows, which I think is great because I'm busy, but it's a great platform, and it really it's exciting, and you know it's the opportunity for higher sales velocity is there, and so that's really exciting. That's really exciting. So I'm going to keep selling on that platform. I'm doing, and you know, I do get kind of bored selling the bras and the shapewear. I've been selling those for a long time. I have a lot of replenishables. It's not like a super exciting thing. It's just a quick thing that I can list easily, and it's an evergreen product. So then I like the space. It's lightweight, but like I'm doing some more creative things on Whatnot. You know, I'm getting rid of some of my. I'm kind of moving some of my older inventory that I don't sell. I don't sell apparel as much anymore. So I'm moving some of that apparel, pairing the apparel with like vintage necklaces and stuff like that. So I'm getting creative, and it's really fun. And it's cool. It's a really cool platform. If you haven't checked out Whatnot, you should definitely check it out. So it's got a quick velocity, and just you can try different things and see what works, and you get like real-time feedback, which is really cool. But yeah, so I needed to get a little bit of help with that, and so luckily, you know, I've got some family members who want to help with that, and that was my second kind of light bulb, right? Is to listen to my body battery, work when I have the most energy, and then get a little bit of help with some of the tasks where I have a bottleneck. Yeah, so that's about it. I was going to do a quick kind of show you how easy it is for me to, let's see, I'm going to go into here. I got a bunch of items that I listed yesterday. I haven't cross-listed them yet, but I'll just show you how easy it is to cross-list this stuff. I just simply select all the items that I want to cross-list, and I just get this done so quickly now. So this is, I think I did like 13. Let's just do 3, 4, 5, 6, 12. Let's just do 10. All right, let's just do 12. There we go. Main actions, and I'm going to say autofill 12 items from eBay to Mercari and Poshmark. And I click autofill, and it starts to populate the autofill. And then I just open these up in new tabs while it's populating. And you don't have to open it up in new tabs. You can use the fast list view. Either way, they're both equally great. But yeah, so at this point, it's populated all the stuff, and I just go and I make sure that all the information is correct. It does all the categories and everything like that, and the shipping, and then I go to Poshmark and make sure that I have to put in the original price on these because it doesn't know the original price, but I just make sure that everything's correct, and it is. If you want to put in style tags, you can, and then I save the changes, and I just click list to Mercari to Poshmark, boom, and then I move on to another one, and I check it to see, did it put in all the information correct? Yeah, it did. Ground Advantage, love it. Like I said, I put in the original price and save. Any other changes I need to make, I just save. Well, everything looks good. I will put in a tag there, and then I just say list to Mercari and Poshmark, and it's just really as simple as that. It's really, and if I wanted to just do it all in the fast list view, I could do that. And let me just go back to go to inventory, then go to fast list, and I could do it that way. And if I put in this keyword, which is 9, this is when I listed these items, 9525. It should pull up those items. And then this one's already, it's listing it. So then I could just do it this way. I personally prefer to do it this way. That's just my workflow. So I just prefer to go tab by tab and see what it put in. Make sure if I need to change anything, I change it. And if I want to put in a style tag, I put in a style tag. And then I click list. And boom, oops, it starts listing. So I just go through all my items. This one, sometimes it doesn't know the size because I don't think Mercari goes up to this size. So Mercari doesn't sell bras that are bigger than 48 triple D. So what I would have to do with this one, I'll come back to this one. So I'm going to have to put into the description that Mercari doesn't sell bras this big. This actually is not a 48 triple D, but it's a different size. Anyway, so there's some weird anomalies that you might run into if the marketplace, for example, doesn't even offer that size, which is like, hey, that's kind of like size discrimination, right? I think we need to like talk to Mercari about that and Poshmark because they just don't believe that bras exist in larger sizes, and that's a travesty. Oh, I got the color right. I'm going to also add cream. There we go. And save. Yeah, for a while there it was putting in brown when I would give it a cafe mocha. So that's cool. It learns. And we're going to list. Boom, boom. And we're going to move on to another one. So yeah, you can just get all your cross listings done in just a matter of minutes. It's super great. And this is just added to my productivity. So anyways, guys, I don't want to bore you with all of my cross listing, but yeah, I'm excited. I'm getting more stuff done this year. I'm listening to my body as to when I should work. I'm getting some help. I'm banking a bunch of photos, and I'm using Treecat to help me manage it all. So hope you guys, have a great, productive September, and that you start your own accountability challenge / ramp up to Q4, because when Q4 gets here, you want to have those muscles, flexed. You want to be in a cadence that is going to work for you. So with that being said, guys, I hope you have a wonderful weekend, rest of your weekend, and happy September, happy ramp up to Q4, guys. Have a good one, and mahalo. Bye.